welcome back to my channel. In this video I just wanted to provide a little update as to what's going on. I haven't taken any notes in this video, I just wanted to provide a little update on what's happening. I do have some more planned videos in the pipeline which will be coming up soon on some books that I've been reading. I'm planning on doing. I can't say exactly when I'll be releasing those, it all depends, so we'll just see how we get on. This might just be one video, it might be two videos, it might just be one video. As I say, we'll just have to see how I get on with this, because I haven't taken notes. So yeah, what I wanted to say was vaccination. This video is, the first thing I want to say is about vaccination. So if you're in the UK, as you're probably aware, those aged over the age of 30 have recently been offered vaccination. From next week, those over the age of 25 are going to be offered vaccination. Now, in my case, it's a bit complicated because I struggle with very severe germ phobia and health anxiety and OCD. I would say that out of all of those three things, I mean, they're all interlinked, and it's all interlinked with autism as well. Germ phobia is my biggest problem. Well, germ phobia and health anxiety. I would say, in a way, they're even more severe than my OCD, because OCD is more like for kind of obsessional compulsive behaviour, and I would say that compared to some people, my OCD isn't too bad, as in I can kind of, I wash my hands a lot. Mainly because, I mean, everyone's washing their hands more now because of COVID. Obviously, I take it to the next level. But but it's not as bad as some people in the sense that I'm not like washing my hands all the time, like all the time. You know, I just wash them more than like normal people, like most people. But again, it's hard to know exactly what is normal right now. But I do struggle with very severe germ phobia. So I'd say that's even more severe than OCD in the sense that it's germ phobia which is disabling me, because it results in extreme avoidance behaviour, meaning I am literally practically housebound. I do go out for a walk every day. I go out, I aim for about an hour, but I walk around the same area, my safe zone, which is just like sort of residential area where not many people go, but it's very stressful because I'm always avoiding people. I mean, obviously, like with COVID at the moment, everyone's hyper vigilant, but like I say, I take it to the next level. I can't even, like they say, the 6 feet rule. For me, it has to be 20 feet. Like, I have to be as far away from people as possible. So that's stressful, particularly when people suddenly come round when you're not expecting them to, and I get bored. That's very triggering. So yeah, it's stressful because being vigilant all the time is stressful. So it's not like I enjoy going out, but I have to for my health, because I don't want to. If I didn't go out, I'd get very unhealthy, and ultimately that would be worse for my mental health in the long run. So I go out every day for an hour's brisk walk stroke run. In actual fact, something I do really enjoy doing is I love to spin. It's really good for me mentally. I don't know why, spinning just feels very, very good. Let me know if any of you enjoy spinning, but I love spinning. I've always enjoyed it, actually. I think it's just like I've rediscovered how much I enjoy it, because I did it as a kid, and as a kid I was very energetic. I've always been energetic, but as a kid I was very energetic, and I used to enjoy spinning, and I think I kind of stopped doing it for a while because, like, masking. But lately I've rediscovered it, and I really enjoy doing it, and I think I'm just kind of just going with the flow more and not trying to stop me doing things that I really need to do that are really good for me, and I'm not regulating myself anymore, because, and that's a really positive thing, actually. I've got to the point now where I really don't care, or I'm increasingly getting to that point, which is really good, because when I was a teenager, like many autistic people, particularly girls and women, I basically repressed a lot of my behaviours that are really good for me and are really natural and good for my mental health and good for my body, because of being afraid of other people judging me. I came to the masking party late. I didn't actually properly start masking until my late teens, because through most of my teenage years I was actually quite in my own little world, and I think that actually was a good thing, because I didn't experience depression or any of those other things quite a lot of autistic people experience. I think mainly being so in my own little bubble, being so kind of cut off from the outside world, was actually to my advantage. So when I did suddenly start to become more aware of the outside world and what was appropriate and that people were actually judging me, and I became more aware of it, and it started to bother me, whereas it didn't bother me in my early teenage years, but it started to bother me towards my late teenage years. I obviously started to try and mask. But now I'm getting to the age now where I'm in my 30s now, and early 30s, and I have started not to care so much anymore, and that's really good. They do say that's one of the positives of getting older, actually. You start to care less and less. Like people say, they start to say, well, when you get to my age, just don't care anymore. And I think I'm actually getting there, which is really positive. So this is the decade of unmasking, and not caring, really, because adolescence is the worst for masking. I mean, non-autistic people, adolescence is really bad as well. I mean, it doesn't matter what your neurotype is, adolescence is really bad for masking. All people do it, doesn't matter whether you're autistic or not. Masking is universal, just when you're autistic, you've got more to mask. And then that's why adolescence is very repressive, you know. And you then kind of, and also I think through quite a lot of your 20s, you're still basically living in the shadow of your adolescence, so it can take quite a long time for you to start not to care anymore. And I think that's actually a sign of actually growing up, which is rather ironic. Or rather, maybe you have to grow down in order to actually truly grow up. You know, attaining true wisdom is actually learning to remove the shackles of society. That is wisdom. That's where older people tend to be more wise than the young, or at least those older people who have managed to do it. So it can work the other way. Some people just go more kind of like closed up as they get older, but there are some people as they get older who do start to like become more laid back, and maybe that'll happen to me, which might be a good thing. Yeah, spinning. So I do like spinning, and I'm not repressing it anymore. Like, okay, some people might think it's a little bit weird, but I don't care. And if I do think it's weird, well, then that's their problem. Maybe they're jealous, you know. There were some people, like teenagers, who were laughing at me the other day. That, you know, like those men, they think they're really cool when they like start laughing and that. I don't care. It's like they're probably just jealous because they want to do it. So, you know, I don't care. So spinning is great. Because there's a park near where I live, but only when there's no people around, and it's annoying when there are people, not because I'm worried about them watching me or anything. I'm beyond that now. I really don't care, and that's really good. I've unmasked quite effectively, and maybe lockdown's done it. It's just because I'm OCD and I don't want to come too near them, you know, COVID anxiety. But yeah, I love running up and down the hill there. I love spinning. It feels really, really good, and it just makes me remember how much I enjoyed doing it as a kid. And it's like, in a sense, getting in contact with the true me, which is still there. It was just repressed because of those crappy adolescent years we had to go through, you know. So it's kind of undoing all those years upon repressive masking. And while I'm still young, relatively speaking, for me to enjoy spinning, I want to do it. So I don't want to get to an old lady and think, oh, I could have been spinning. I've wasted all those years and I could have been spinning and enjoying myself. You know, I don't want to get to that age and not to have looked back and think, well, at least I stopped masking when I was still young enough to be able to enjoy spinning, you know. So I don't want to get to that old age, because obviously eventually I won't be able to spin anymore. So while I can spin, and I am still relatively young, and I can still spin, and I can still do all those things, I want to do it, you know. So, so that's how I'm making most of that. What else? Oh yes, I wanted to talk about vaccination. So I've just been talking about, vaccination. Okay, actually I'm going to move on to video number 2, because I have got quite a bit to say about vaccination, and this video is probably going to run out of me, so let's move on to video number 2 so I can talk about vaccination.